Tarkov, as we know it, is going to change, and I believe the way the game is played is going to change for the better once the new wipe and arena is released. This video is going to be about my opinion of how I think the Tarkov playstyle will change and why, and I'd be really curious to hear what you guys think and whether you agree with me. So make sure you leave a comment with your opinion, and if you do enjoy the video, make sure you subscribe to help me out. I'm sure you are all aware that Arena is going to be released sometime within the next few weeks. I think that the release of Arena will drastically change how people play Tarkov itself, for a variety of reasons. The main thing Arena provides us with is easier access to PvP and gunfights. Given the whole objective of Arena is getting kills, players will get more experience and confidence in taking gunfights in Tarkov, and as a result, I think this will translate into people taking a more aggressive playstyle in Tarkov itself. We may see less ratting, camping, and a lot more pushing, rushing, and aggression in the main game. I think the main reason we see people rat or camp in Tarkov stems from people not being confident about PvP. It's hard to get a lot of experience in PvP, as none of us want to take out our loot and die, or risk pushing a camper and getting head-eyes right off the bat. But when we have access to Arena, which gives us a platform to practice our PvP and gunfighting, we will all become a little bit more confident in pushing a player or taking a fight, and maybe we'll see less people relying on camping and ratting to get the upper hand. Secondly, Arena will bring in a large variety of new players who may not have tried Tarkov in the first place. People who play the likes of Valorant, Counter-Strike, and so on may be interested in trying Arena, and once they get their hands on the phenomenal gunplay that Tarkov has to offer, they will likely consider purchasing the full game. This ties back into my point above. New players, new playstyles, and potentially more aggressive, fast-paced players will change the way we see Tarkov PvP now, as opposed to what we will see in the year to come. Games such as Counter-Strike and Valorant are far more aggressive, where there's lots of strategies with pushing people and strategic objectives leading to faster paced fights than we see in Tarkov, where, that person's just sitting in that room in dorms waiting for you to come so he can blast your head off. I think that by getting new players into the game, we might see a lot of new different playstyles, and as a result, the player base as a whole becoming far more aggressive and willing to actually take fights. The next important point on this topic is the introduction of vaulting. Vaulting will be added into the next wipe, as mentioned by BSG, and vaulting should give us a more fluid way to get over obstacles, push to aggressive positions, and potentially gain access to new spots that were previously a lot more difficult to get into. I think this can also link to playing more aggressively. Being able to vault over objects to rush your enemy should encourage PMCs to hold the W key more often, especially things such as throwing a grenade in their direction and having an easier way of getting to their position. I think vaulting will definitely add to the aggressive playstyle of Tarkov. Similarly, if you're getting rushed, you're going to have options to retreat, back off, and reposition a lot easier than you do now. You might not be reliant on just hiding in that bush that you're at if you can actually run and reposition a lot easier. This should make the gunplay a lot better and more realistic in Tarkov than we're seeing at the moment. The final point I want to touch on is the armor changes and introduction of armor plates. Being able to repair your armor mid-raid using armor plates is a nice feature to have. How many times have you taken a fight, won the fight, but then your armor is destroyed and you know that you cannot save? To conclude everything I've talked about, I think the way Tarkov will change going into the next year is with everyone likely having a more aggressive playstyle than we are seeing now, which is focused heavily on camping and ratting. Given that everyone can train their PvP skills, practice gunfights using Arena, have increased mobility with vaulting that enables us to play more aggressively, and also fix our armor with armor plates when it is broken, this all points into one direction: that Tarkov will be even more exciting, aggressive, and fun to play in the future. This is just my opinion, of course, so I would love to hear what you guys think and if you agree with me, so let me know in the comments below what your opinion is on this topic. Again, if you found this video interesting, or you just enjoyed the raid and the backdrop where I managed to kill 3 PMCs, please consider subscribing for more Tarkov content, and I will see you all in the next one.